if you're doing these three things, you are actively blocking your manifestations right now. And Abraham Hicks warned about this repeatedly. So let's fix it immediately. Look, I see this constantly. People working so hard on their manifestations, visualizing every single day, affirming morning and night, scripting, doing all the techniques they learned from YouTube videos and Instagram posts. And nothing is happening. In fact, things seem to be getting worse instead of better. And the reason is simple. They're making one or more of these three critical mistakes. These mistakes create massive resistance. They lower your vibration instantly. They push your desires further and further away. So if you recognize yourself in any of these, and be honest, don't beat yourself up. Just correct it, starting right now. Let's dive in. Mistake number 1. You're manifesting from lack. This is the biggest one. And it's incredibly subtle. You think you're manifesting abundance, but you're actually focused completely on the absence of it. Here's exactly what this looks like. You say out loud, I want more money. But what you're really saying, what you're really broadcasting to the universe is, I don't have enough money right now. The universe doesn't hear your words. It doesn't care about the sentences you speak. It responds only to your vibration. And the vibration of I want is identical to the vibration of not having. They're the same frequency. Abraham Hicks talks about this constantly in their teachings. They say that when you're in the mode of asking for something, when you're wanting something, you're in a vibrational state of not having it. You're focused entirely on the lack. You're aware of the absence. You're feeling the gap. And the law of attraction matches that exact frequency. So you get more lack, more absence, more gap. It's law. Same thing with relationships. If you're affirming over and over, I want to be in a relationship, you're literally affirming that you're not in one right now. If you're visualizing being loved while simultaneously feeling the deep pain of being alone in this moment, you're manifesting from lack. You're creating more of what you don't want. Neville Goddard said it perfectly. You must assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, not the feeling of wishing, not the feeling of wanting, not the feeling of needing, the feeling of already having. That's the entire key. Live from the end, not towards the end. From it, as if it's already done, already yours, already complete. So how do you actually fix this? It's simple, but requires vigilance. Change your language immediately. Change your focus completely. Instead of saying, I want money, say with conviction, I am wealthy. And instead of saying, I need a relationship, say, I am deeply loved. Feel it now, not tomorrow when it shows up, not next week when circumstances change. Now, in this present moment, because consciousness is the only reality. What's true now in consciousness becomes true in your world. And here's a powerful practice to break this pattern. Every single time you catch yourself in wanting energy, in lack energy, flip it immediately. Notice the lack, acknowledge it honestly, and then consciously, deliberately shift to having. Feel grateful for what you're manifesting as if it's already sitting in your bank account, as if they're already holding you, as if it's already real. This trains your vibration to match your desire instead of matching your current circumstances. And mistake number 2, you're constantly checking for results. Oh, this one is massive. You did your beautiful visualization this morning. Amazing. You felt it so deeply. Great. But then what happens, you check your bank account 17 times throughout the day. You look at your phone every 5 minutes, desperately hoping they texted. You keep obsessively monitoring your physical reality to see if it's changed yet, if the manifestation has shown up yet. And every single time you check, every single time you look for evidence, you're affirming it's not here. You're saying to the universe, I don't have it yet. And that vibration, that specific frequency of not having, of waiting, of checking, that's exactly what you're manifesting more of. More waiting, more checking, more absence. Abraham Hicks calls this using the condition to create the feeling. You're letting your current reality, your present circumstances determine how you feel inside. But manifestation works the complete opposite way. Your feeling creates your reality, not the other way around. Your inner state creates your outer world, always, without an exception. Neville talks about this as faith versus sight. Faith is the evidence of things not seen. You cannot manifest what you can see. That's already manifested. You must see in imagination what doesn't exist yet in the physical. When you keep checking the 3D, when you keep looking at your bank account or your phone or your empty bed, you're giving all your power to what is instead of what you're creating. You're worshiping the problem instead of the solution. And I know this is incredibly hard, especially when you really desperately want something, when you need it, when you're hoping so intensely. But checking for results constantly is like planting seeds in your garden and then digging them up every day to see if they're growing yet. You're disturbing the entire process. You're interrupting the manifestation. You're preventing it from forming. So what do you do instead? Plant the seed and walk away. You do your manifestation practice with full presence and feeling. You feel it completely real in imagination, and you live in the end state, and then you go live your actual life. You trust the bridge of incidents that's forming invisibly. You trust that consciousness is rearranging all the pieces. Stop monitoring. Stop checking. Stop obsessing. Let it come to you. Abraham says something profound. The fastest way to manifest anything is to care less about when it happens. Because when you care less, when you're not desperate, you're in a pure state of allowing. You're not resisting. You're not pushing. You're not strangling it with need. You become magnetic. You become irresistible. And it rushes toward you. Mistake number 3. You're overcomplicating the entire process. You're doing 17 different techniques every day. You're following 15 different teachers with 15 different methods. You're watching manifestation videos for 3 hours. You're journaling, affirming, visualizing, scripting, doing SATs, listening to 8 subliminals, doing the 3-6-9 method, the 5-5-5 method, the pillow method, the whisper method, the glass of water method. And you know what all of that actually does? It creates massive confusion in your consciousness. It creates doubt in your subconscious mind. Because if you're constantly learning new methods, constantly switching techniques, you're subconsciously saying the last method didn't work. If the last method didn't work, why would this one? You're training yourself to not believe. You're programming yourself for failure. Neville's teaching is profoundly simple. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled. That's it. That's everything. You don't need 100 techniques. You don't need complicated rituals. You need one technique that resonates with you, that you commit to completely. One method that you persist with faithfully. One assumption that you saturate your consciousness with until it becomes natural. Abraham Hicks makes this even simpler. They say your only work is to get happy. That's it. That's your only job, not to figure out the how, not to do 17 different practices. Just get into the vortex. Get into alignment with who you really are. Feel good, feel free, feel abundant, and everything you want will flow effortlessly to you. It's law. Dr. Joe Dispenza teaches one specific meditation. One. Not a different one every single day, not 20 different practices. He tells people, do this one meditation every single day for months. Do it until it becomes automatic. because consistency rewires the brain. Consistency creates new neural pathways. Jumping between methods constantly doesn't. It just creates chaos. So here's what you need to do. Pick your practice right now. Maybe it's SATs before sleep. Maybe it's affirming with feeling. Maybe it's visualization. Maybe it's simply living in gratitude throughout your day. Whatever genuinely resonates with you, whatever feels natural and right, commit to it completely. Do it daily with presence. Stop searching for the next shiny technique. Stop collecting methods like trading cards. The power is never in the method. The power is in the persistence. The power is in the assumption. The power is in the faith. And here's the ultimate truth that every teacher points to. All the techniques, every single method, they're all pointing to the same exact thing. Changing your state of consciousness, building an unshakable assumption, living in the end. That's it. That's the entire secret. So stop collecting methods and start applying one with total commitment and absolute faith. So what should you actually do instead of these 3 mistakes? Here's the one thing that will change everything for you immediately. Decide it's already done. Right now. Not tomorrow when you see evidence. Not next week when circumstances shift. Not next month when the manifestation appears. Now. In this present moment. Make a firm decision in consciousness. Assume your desire is already fulfilled. Assume it's already yours. Assume it's already done. And then let your emotions, let your feelings catch up naturally to that decision. Feel the relief of having it. Feel the gratitude. Feel the joy. Feel the satisfaction. Feel the peace. Not as a technique you're performing, as your natural state, as who you are. When you catch yourself manifesting from lack, correct it immediately. When you catch yourself checking for results desperately, stop and breathe. When you catch yourself overcomplicating everything, simplify radically. This is the practice. Constant gentle correction towards the state of the wish fulfilled. Constant return to living in the end. Constant alignment with the feeling of already having what you desire. And remember what Neville said and never forget it. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled and persist in that assumption. That's the complete secret. Not fancy techniques, not complex methods, not esoteric rituals, just assumption and persistence. Just decision and faith. That's all you've ever needed. If you recognize yourself in any of these mistakes, and most of us have made all 3 at some point, that's actually perfect. Awareness is always the first step to transformation. Now you can correct them. Now you can stop blocking your manifestations and start allowing them to flow to you naturally. If this video helped you, if it gave you that moment of clarity, hit that like button and share it with someone who's struggling with manifestation. Subscribe to this channel for more no-nonsense, practical manifestation content that actually works. We post 3 times a week. And comment below which mistake you're committing to fixing first. I read every comment. Remember this truth always. Everything is working out for you. Everything. Stop blocking with these mistakes. Start allowing with assumption and faith. I'll see you in the next video.